ourselves. We make ourselves. Authenticity is a way of expressing our freedom, to realize and accept that we are free, to be lucid about what we can and can't choose about ourselves, our situation, and others, and to use our freedom as a tool to shape ourselves. Ourselves are not the product of a chain of impersonal causes and effects. Creating ourselves is an art form, the act of intentionally choosing who we become. Authenticity is a poetic quest, a continuous process of self-creation and self-renewal, with unique rhymes and rhythms, verses and stanzas, muses and missteps. There are no particular rules or prescribed goals to guide us in our style. We have to fashion authenticity for ourselves, and it's how we compose it that matters. Although authenticity is a quest, it's not a solo one. Authenticity isn't something you do or even could do on your own for two key reasons. One, there is an ethical dimension to Beauvoir's understanding of authenticity. We are always in the world with other people, interacting with them with some awareness of what they want for us and what we want for them. Sometimes others uplift, sometimes others obstruct. Either way, our lives are inextricably bound with others. And two, we can discover aspects of ourselves in others' stories, even, and perhaps especially, in the mistakes and delusions. Becoming more aware of ourselves, others, and our possibilities for growth fortifies us along our quests for fulfillment. Authenticity is about forging our own paths, but it doesn't mean we get to do whatever we like. For Beauvoir, freedom without responsibility is meaningless. Responsibility means acknowledging that we are interconnected and that we live situated in a particular time and place. Beauvoir, more so than any other philosopher, is unique in helping us navigate this tension between riding our own freedom and maneuvering through a world filled with others trying to do the same. Beauvoir wrote, "One's life has value so long as one attributes value to the life of others by means of love, friendship, indignation, compassion." Love, friendship, and compassion are fairly standard on people's lists of important things, but indignation is not. She means indignation against injustices in the world. This is why compassion for others is essential to authenticity, and it's also where rebellion comes in. Rebellion against oppression, and rebellion for every person's right to freely create their own lives. In the lead-up to World War II, Beauvoir tended toward pacifism, but upon seeing the spread and horrors of fascism, she realized the importance of humanism, solidarity, and resistance. She lived through Nazi-occupied Paris. Her life partner, Jean-Paul Sartre, spent 9 months as a prisoner of war. Many of her friends mysteriously disappeared. Beauvoir launched a resistance group but later disbanded it because people in other resistance groups started getting arrested and vanishing. In 1939, she wrote, "History took hold of me and never let go thereafter." The ethics of authenticity also never let her go. Beauvoir captures the ethical dimension of authenticity with the idea of intersubjectivity, that is, the mutual recognition and respect for one another's freedom. In one of her most provocative essays, "Must We Burn Sod?" Beauvoir examined the possibilities of intersubjectivity in sexual sadism. The Marquis de Sade was an 18th-century libertine who enjoyed violence, sexual cruelty, and performing acts of torture. Beauvoir saw Sade as an example of someone who was authentic in the sense that he created his own rules, was uninhibited by social mores, and was passionate about writing and sadism. But he wasn't authentic from an existential perspective because he confused power and freedom. He turned scandal into a duty, ignored social inequality, robbed his victims of their freedom by turning them into passive objects of his desires, and his actions were tyrannical. The implication of Beauvoir's thinking here is that egoism such as Sade's might feel to you as true to yourself. But this way of living overlooks the interconnectedness of our existences. Authenticity isn't a selfish, inward-only quest. There's a moral dimension to authenticity because we coexist with others. Existential freedom entails a responsibility to others because we share the same human condition. A common objection to existentialism is that if we're free to choose our values, if becoming authentic